Self-employed estate agency, is it a job or is it a business? Today I'm joined by Rob Graves, ex-area director for a large estate agency firm and now running an estate agency coaching business. A self-employed estate agency, is it a job or is it a business? Talk to me.
So, Chris, I believe it's probably in the self-employed, where it's a one person, it's clearly a bit of both, isn't it? But I think the emphasis is to them to understand that it's a business as well as a job, and they need to work on the business.
What do you mean by that?
So I think that means investing time in your business, whether that be around the marketing, the processes, what you want to stand for. A big important thing for me is be known for something. And you control that. You're going to get known for something, so you might as well control what you're known for.
Indeed. Where do you think the biggest mistakes get made by self-employed estate agents?
That's probably difficult. Well, I've never been, well, actually, when I first started my business, I started off as just me on my own, on my kitchen table, and off I went selling houses one day. But this was probably before EXP and all that sort of thing.
Is it any different?
No. Probably not. I think it's probably easier. Aren't the barriers to entry in terms of cost.
But that's it, it's cost, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think that means that with a much lower barrier of entry is that there are people becoming self-employed estate agents that quite necessarily probably shouldn't?
It's a difficult one. When you look at the fail rates, and that would suggest that's the case, wouldn't it?
I mean, what is particularly interesting is the number of homes they're selling per agent is rather quite low.
Yes.
But then they've got no overheads, but still, do you know, I don't know, what impresses you about the new cohort of people setting up their own self-employed estate agents?
I suppose I admire the fact that they're doing it. I was quite late in setting up my own business, Chris.
Okay.
I started when I was about 47, and I was very lucky in my corporate world, whether that be an estate agency or at the bank. I was paid a pretty good salary, so it was difficult to walk away from that. So I wasn't particularly brave enough to do it. I waited till I had no choice to do it. But what's really brave, but maybe it's a lack of understanding of what they're getting into rather than bravery that they're taking that step to run their own businesses.
What advice would you give to estate agents who are self-employed, who feel a bit lost?
It's interesting, isn't it? I always wonder why there isn't the support from the actual structure that they've joined.
Oh, don't you know? They basically they say, I'll be your sponsor and I'll take a couple of grand a year out of. You're not taking. It's not a pyramid scheme, but I always find it very strange that the people who want to be the sponsor never actually say back what they're going to give in return.
Yes, so I always find that fascinating that there's not the support there to give them. But I would say I reach out, because there's lots of us. I'd have no problem chatting to somebody on the phone to try and help somebody out. That would be no problem. So I would say to those people, just reach out, whether it be to their sponsor, whether it be to somebody else or somebody else.
Agents together, you can get a mentor there free of charge.
I think as a rule, most people are pretty generous with that sort of thing.
If you ask for people's help, they'll give it to you.
Yeah. So I would say to somebody, reach out. I guess one of the frustrations is because quite a lot of people reach out to you, and as you said earlier, you give them the best advice you can, and then they don't follow it.
The vast majority don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I give my time free of charge. Anyone can call me between 7:30 and 8 o'clock on a weekday morning when I take the dog for a walk. I haven't got a dog anymore, but I still go for a dog walk. And yeah, I mean, I give 50 videos away for free in templates, and I know damn well if they're using them or not, because I can Google certain phrases because they should be using the templates. I've sent out over 2,000. I can count on those fingers the number of agents actually using them.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? So the problem maybe not a knowledge thing, it's an actually doing.
Yes, it is. That's it. That's it. I mean, and none of us are perfect. I mean, look at me. I eat too much. I drink too much. And I should do more. I do exercise. I like to walk 2 or 3 miles a day, but I should be doing more of it and less eating and less drinking. But that's just, in business, we all know what to do, don't we?
Yeah.
It's actually doing it.
Yes.
Hard work.
Yeah. Reassuringly difficult is often the line I like to use, because if it's difficult, others aren't going to traipse the same.
Yeah, and if it was easy, everyone would be doing it, which is
Yeah.
kind of the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but you do have to put yourself out there. Maybe that's the difference between those that do it.
It's the motivation of why, what your why is. I know we all talk about Simon Sinek's book or Sinek's book, but if you know what your why is, you'll be on a winner.
Do you know, I think Simon Sinek talks some rubbish.
Really?
Yeah, I get the why, but most of us didn't start, or apart from Simon Gates, as it didn't start a state agency because we thought we had a big why of what we want to do. I sort of fell in love with it as I've done it, and that relationship is like a marriage. It's gone up and down over the years, but it's still Did I need my why, or did my why come afterwards?
Well, I would say most estate agents' why is that, number one, like you say, no one actually wanted to be an estate agent; they just fell into it. And I cannot take. I didn't invent this, but someone else I've talked to said that estate agencies like Tinder for ugly people. I didn't get the bonk, but at least they liked me.
Yeah.
And that's where I think a lot of estate agents, we talked in a previous video about ethical overvaluing, and we ran out of time before we actually talked about why people like that. And I think it's because of the type of personalities attracted to estate agents. I don't know if you're into profile. Are you into profiling?
Yeah, I get that. Simon Ledbetter taught me that.
Yeah. So I'm into the disc profiling, and there's different other models.
Yep.
But they tend to be people who are outgoing, and they love everyone to love them. Classic estate agents.
People pleasers, yeah.
Yeah, but they hate rejection. So that's why I think a lot of overvaluing is because we hate the rejection of losing it.
Yeah, I wonder whether because there's a tranche of people that go through different sort of industries, aren't there? When they come into phase, an estate agency comes in and goes out of popularity, and those people move around into, they'll be selling different stuff,
double glazing, whatever.
Yeah, whatever's coming next, sort of thing. But I think those that stick with the estate agency, it gets into your system, Chris.
Oh, it's like the Hotel California. You can check out, but you can never leave.
Yes.
And I would love to go back into estate agency. The wife would divorce me, mind you. So the next best thing is talking to estate agents and helping estate agents grow their business. Well, I think we'll leave it at that. I think that's an interesting topic. Do put your comments in the comment section of whether you agree or if we're talking a load of shit. Thanks for your time today, Rob.
Thank you, Chris.